All right, and we back. Coach Butter and my partner, the guest today is my brother. Today is Mr. Said Jones.
What's going on?
Today, we're going to talk about things that we believe, and everything that we talk about is our opinion. Doesn't make us right, doesn't make us wrong. Our opinion will be a little bit different, but we're going to give you some things that we think will help us in achieving the goal that we want, which is free college for our athletes. Some of the things that we're going to talk about today are things like what we think social media how you should handle your social media, a parent's position and job on getting their kid out there, what we think that our youth need to do as far as conditioning themselves and having discipline on their own conditioning and stuff. Knowing schools that fit what you play. In other words, like if you're, I'm gonna use a football term for this. If you're a receiver, why would you go to a school that run 90% of the time? You know what I'm saying? If you're a point guard and you're not a scoring point guard, why would you go to a school that like their point guards to score? Or if you're going, you know what I'm saying, if you're a post player and their guards do a lot more shooting. So we want to try to guide you a little bit on what we think would help you with your decision making as far as colleges and making yourself more
making yourself
more marketable. So we'll be back in a minute and we'll talk more about it and we'll get into our today's sponsors and everything. So the North Side of Sports, here we come. All right, and we're back with the North Side of Sports with Coach Butter.
Said.
Came in on it. Slide in on us. Now today, remember we said, first of all, today's show is sponsored in part by Presidential Basketball Workouts, First Place Transportation, and Altruistic Group Insurance, and Sophisticated Urban Clothing Wear. We're going to talk about trying to give some of our people, with us having 3 people, some of our things may be different, some of them may be the same. And we're going to give you some things that we think will help you with marketing your athlete, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, tennis, whatever. Some things that he may do, I might not have did. Now, that don't mean I won't do them. I might learn something today. I'm going to say some things he might not have done. He going to learn something today. Jay might got some things, but pretty much the foundation of it is going to be the same. Watch what I tell you. So we'll open up with some things that any parent could use, if they're not already using it, to help market their child to coaches and AUT, whatever they're trying to do.
I think the first thing that you really got to kind of find as far as what style of play that your kid fits, right?
Right.
You know, is he an up and down kid? Is he a more organized kid? Is it a situation where is he a good defender? Is he a good offensive player? So when you're talking to these different coaches and everything like that, you kind of find out, do this coach like small guards, big guards? You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't. A lot of kids want to go to, let's just use Arkansas.
Right, because they hot now. Everybody want to watch now.
But if you look at what Musselman coaching, he don't really play a lot of little small guards.
He don't play small guards.
He don't small. So if your kid a small guard, they're probably not in a good fit for you.
Right.
If your kid under that 6'2",
and to piggyback off of that, what you said is not just if he don't play small guards. You need to know that. You need to know if it's big man friendly as well. When you picking a team or you picking an organization to join, is it big man friendly? Because a lot of teams, they don't want you if you 6, because a lot of them don't get up and down the court. If you can't get up and down their court, they don't want you. They're not gonna throw the ball into you. You just clogging it up.
Right. And if you're a little bitty guard, you sure better not go. Because they might got them 6'5", so you got to go back and look. That's important. And do your homework as a parent. That's one thing I'm gonna say. Do your homework. Yeah. Because I'm not going to no school if this coach been coaching 10 years and he ain't never used no little guard.
No. If
you ain't gonna change for your guard.
If your guard not athletic, if your kid not athletic,
there you go.
Hey, listen,
don't go to no athletic school.
Hey, that ain't it. That ain't it. Which is it's okay though. But you have to be willing to accept that, and your kid got to be willing to accept that and understand. Hey, this is the level that I'm in.
Right.
And so, hey, You may go to a school like Kentucky the same way.
Yeah.
Hey, if your kid had, even if they offered you,
Right.
right?
Right.
Kentucky, Arkansas might have offered you, but that may be just be logistics.
That may
you know
be
what I'm saying?
business. That may be
It is,
business.
Right.
exactly.
You might just be an Arkansas baby and they got it. They got it
Yeah.
off of you.
So that might be take you just so that sometimes people take you just so other people won't have you.
Right.
So,
And the business say you got to at least offer him. He's our home baby.
right. So let me ask you this, Sid. Let me ask you this. You being a AU coach and you're an AU coach and you marketing your kids, 'cause that's what we're talking about. So when it comes to school ball, do you kind of tell a parent, hey, I think this school might be a little bit better because of your kid's skill set? Do you kind of steer him to or
Yes.
her to that high school rather than this one high school? Is that something that is prevalent? That's something that's shunned upon or something, or is that something that you?
No,
Is it okay? I don't know. I'm just asking. I ain't no
I
AU coach. I'm just asking.
I got something for that.
No, I think so, man.
Yeah.
I think it works at all levels, whether it's middle school, junior high, high school. If you as a parent can be realistic with whatever your kid's weakness is, right?
Right.
If you can be realistic with it and say, hey, this is my kid's weakness, then, and you know a coach out there that does that, I ain't gotta agree with all the coaches' principles and everything like this, but I know that coach's strengths are my kid's weaknesses, and you willing to accept that, I think you
Exactly.
I think you can send your kid there.
And then the other thing that, this is like perfect, I'm glad you asked that, Jay, is that you have to be, it's based on your relationship with your parents. Because some parents think they got all the answers.
Right.
So you ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing anyway.
Right.
But if they come to me and they ask my opinion as an AAU coach, it's my job to tell them.
Yeah.
And to be as honest as possible. I don't think this kid gonna go there. Why? And be able to tell them why. And they might not agree with it, but I'm gonna tell you. And so yes, I do. It's 100% based on your relationship with your parents. Because like I say, some parents not gonna ask you regardless. And then you got some people that parents, they have a reason why they want their kid to go to a certain school.
Okay.
It could be their alma mater,
Yeah.
you know, or they buddy coach. It's all kind of stuff. And so with that being said, depending on your relationship with your child, with your player, with your summer player and your parents, yes, I think you should give your advice of what you think as a basketball coach is best for that child. I do. I think that's very important.
Because to me, I think it's just me. You talking about marketing a kid. You can't go from having an outstanding AAU season to now you don't get nothing during the school year.
Nothing.
Like you just disappeared during your school year,
You can't
school
do it.
game. To me, it's like it's a red flag. I don't know what it is, but to
Right.
me, that's a red flag. If I'm trying to market my kid, like, hey, he was getting 30 points or whatever
Yeah.
during the summer,
Now
and
you
then
ain't getting
now during the school year, you get zero.
I
And
got
the coach
doubts for
ain't
that too.
playing you, and
The
you
reason
know,
why a lot of parents, everybody ain't gonna play varsity in the ninth grade.
Correct.
Okay? I'm just keeping it 100, parents. You could have a real good kid that can play.
and that's not a bad
But
deal.
it's not bad if your child does not play varsity in the ninth grade.
Right.
You cannot get better if you're not playing.
Correct.
I don't care if you was on the dream team, dream team one,
Yeah.
playing behind Magic, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, all them. If you're not playing, how do you get better? So what happens is parents do have a good summer season and they come back and they think that automatically means they're supposed to be on varsity at their school team. It don't always work like that.
Right.
And the thing of it is, if you choose that school, hopefully as a parent, you've done your homework, like we were saying. You gotta know what school fits you. This school might, even though it might be your alma mater, it might not fit your kid.
Yeah.
No, and let me say this, let me go on record to say this, in my opinion. No high school or winning high school or winning college team is going to change for your child if they've been doing it for years and they've been successful.
Right.
Now, if they've been losing and they trying to build and get something, they may change some stuff up. But if they've been successful in what they've been doing before your child get there, chances are they're not gonna change it.
Right.
And we have to respect that. That's the part I think that gets our kids. Like, let me give you that. I'm glad we're doing this too. We're giving Big Twins props right now. Big Twin is playing varsity basketball right now. But over there at Central, he has a lot of guards that are like 1 year greater ahead of him. So he has to wait his turn. So that's okay. Well, dominate what you got and make that coach say, we need to move him up at the end of the year.
Right.
That is okay to be in the 9th grade on a 9th grade team.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Hey, that's the way it's been. Hey, it wasn't until you take and not to say nothing, but I mean, take like Ton.
Yeah.
That little regime, they did that.
They Ton came on,
Yeah.
Greg Easter, they messed it up.
They messed it up for everybody. So now I'm saying, hey,
Daryl Macon,
yeah,
they messed it up.
they messed it up for everybody else because
Yes,
now
yes.
they thinking that's the way it's supposed
If
to
you
be.
don't make varsity, you ain't good.
Right.
Boy, that is a lie.
Boy, you be happy to get on the
it's-
bus.
Man,
Yeah.
that's
Like,
4
cut
kids
on
I
the
can
bus.
show you out of 4,000.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen everywhere, and that's the thing we have to do. We have to normalize being okay with playing 9th grade. If you're in the 9th grade, dominate it. If you that good, dominate it. If you're in the 10th grade, dominate it.
And when you, and to piggyback off that, and when you dominate 9th grade, if me putting my kid out there, I gotta showcase that.
I'd rather
I don't
showcase his
care
talent
what
than
you-
showcase him
right,
sitting on the bench.
Showcase you sit on the bench.
That's right. I ain't getting nothing out of that.
Another thing is that I come up with, I know we jumping around, is when you trying to showcase your kid, know what kind of program you sending your kid to.
That's what we say, yeah.
Because that makes a difference in how a person look at you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my instance is I went to like 2 different colleges, you know, I ain't
Right.
paid for nothing. We
Right.
pat on my back. But anyway, they wouldn't recruit some kids if you went from a losing program. If you from a losing program, some of these coaches will not recruit. They don't, I mean, they will recruit.
Because it's
but
the mentality.
rarely.
Yeah.
'Cause they think
You got to
that
be a
talent, you
standout.
got to-
Yeah.
When they go see,
Yeah.
you got to be a dog.
You got to be one of them.
From the coach's mouth, man.
That retweet will get you, boy. That retweet
That's
them up.
deep.
And some coming a couple of other things that we going on what we're talking about is y'all got to remember. Like, and he said it, but we're gonna bring it back out. Parents, they looking at what you like,
Yeah.
because that means that helps them college coaches look at what the household like, especially if you're in the household.
Yeah.
It don't even matter if you're in the household, because in their mind you're in the household anyway.
Yeah.
If they know you're connected to your child, boy or girl, you in the household. They don't care about no, cause y'all, well, me and my baby mama ain't together. But when y'all came down here, I talked to you.
Yeah.
When I was looking at you, I see you in pictures. So you are responsible for that, and that it could be
Everybody
good.
in your-
Everybody
in
in
your
your
entourage.
That's right. And you are in the entourage.
If you on the internet and you hollering in the stands and
Yeah.
you know you being that dad,
Yeah.
they see that. And if listen, you gonna get a pass if your kid that dude,
You gonna get 1 or 2 passes.
you gonna get 1 or 2 passes.
If
But
that
if
car
your
is handled
kid kind of in between,
Boy, that hurt you.
listen, you gonna hurt your son or you hurt your daughter if you that parent yelling to coach this and coach that. Don't badmouth the coaches and
Right.
Hey man,
Right.
just keep your mouth closed
Yep.
Right.
and cheer inside.
Cheer inside. That's right. Keep all your comments to you,
Yeah.
especially the bad ones.
Hey.
Especially the bad
I'm
ones.
gonna be honest with you. I heard some, and you gotta keep a little bit on your relatives. Cause I'm gonna say
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yes,
I
sir.
saw some relatives over
Okay.
the last couple of weeks
Okay.
responding about their kid lack of playing time
Mm-hmm.
or where they think their kid should be, and I'm saying that ain't a good look.
It's not.
Mm.
And they ain't gonna say nothing to you. They just gonna
Yeah.
let you look a fool, and
Yeah.
the kid gonna get punished.
Yeah, cause you don't know what the kid doing in practice.
You ain't there.
Correct.
You
know
ain't
what I'm saying?
spend no time
I don't
doing
know.
nothing.
Hey, I ask my son every day, hey, how practice go?
Mm-hmm.
He telling me his side, but he ain't telling me what the coach
It's
side
two
is.
sides. That's right.
Two
It's two
sides to
sides.
that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
until I ask that coach and say, hey coach, what's going on? And once that coach tell me, you know if that's your son.
Well, you should.
Yeah.
If you parenting and you care like you say you do, you know your child.
Hey, you know.
You can't tell me my child done something. I'm here every day.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it because it don't sound. Now, you don't say he wouldn't do it.
Right.
But you can't. I kind of
Yeah.
gotta know. But then you also, like you say, you gotta be honest and true to it.
True
to
to it.
realize
Right.
it. Yeah, that's that son of a gun. He done it.
You know, yeah.
He done
That
it.
sound like him.
Yeah,
That
it
sound
sound
like
like
him.
him.
That sound like
You
him.
done it because you do it at home all the time.
And you do it at home.
You do it at home. You
If
do it at the
with
house.
me, then I know you're gonna do it with him.
Practice make perfect. They say
And
make
so,
habits.
Hey, I mean, you told me something. My son was, I think he was like 4 years old. You said, hey, everybody think they kid a little bit better than what they are.
Everybody. I don't care who it is.
So whenever I'm thinking about whatever the coach done told me, I'm thinking, okay, hey, I'm trying to put myself in both sides of
That's
this.
right.
Both sides say, okay, yeah, no, that sound like him.
Yeah. It's something that I know he do. Even if he
Right.
did it or not.
Yeah.
You in the ballpark.
Yeah.
And I know you do it.
Yeah.
You do it at home.
So at that point,
That's
you
right.
know what? I mean, I talk to him about, hey, this is what I know part. You contribute to this.
I know you will do it.
Yeah.
I know you will do
you
it.
did.
Yeah.
You might have didn't do it word for word, but you did it. You
Yeah.
did something like it. Because
Yeah.
how would he know what you do at home? And
Yeah.
or she
Yeah.
knows you do at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we're gonna do is we got to get into a commercial break because we went over trying to stay within the intervals. And,
Wait. One more thing before we get out of it that I want to say is make sure, I don't think we touched on it, make sure your kid that you monitor they Twitter accounts. They gotta have a Twitter account. They gotta have a Twitter account. I ain't saying Instagram, whatever.
Right.
Twitter, you gotta have it.
Twitter better than Instagram.
And make sure that
we'll talk about that,
you put something on there, then working out to keep it relevant, to keep it going.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
Don't let
I agree
the
with
Twitter
that.
account stay stagnant for too long.
Right.
But then, you get forgotten about.
Well, we're going to get into that. Hold that thought, because we're going to open up with you. Hold that thought. We'll be back. And what we're going to open up with in the next segment is different things that we, also what we saying now, that we need that'll help. And we'll open up with the Twitter and different things that we think that people might not know about the different ones. In my opinion, Twitter is bigger than Instagram for what we're talking about.
Definitely.
A lot of people might not know that. I didn't know it till I really looked into it. I kept hearing about it. So when we come back, we'll open up with Coach Jay, and we'll talk about some more things that we think that will help you, that you might know and you might don't. We'll be back, the North Side of Sports. So the Twitter thing is
Oh, Twitter is where you want to be.
Right.
Twitter is where you want to be. And I advise parents to, first off, follow your high school coach. Follow your high school coach and see if he has a presence on there, anybody. Because a lot of times you will know who they associate themselves with on the next level by who they follow in their Twitter. What I mean by that is, if I'm a high school coach, I know Cedric is a college coach, right?
Right.
And if I'm a parent, I don't know college coach or something, but I know he's a college coach. I see that my high school coaches follow him. I'm gonna follow him too, cause now when we do so, I might tag him into something, and it might spark something.
Right.
So you have to. I hate to say it, but you have to be lurking on Twitter so you can know what's your next step.
You market.
That's it.
Yeah.
So how do you know what's hot if you're not in the fight?
Right.
So be mindful of that and follow who is somebody else's follow, because it might be the connection you might need to make. You see what I'm saying?
Listen, something that I learned on this whole thing on the same subject is, and when you tag them, if I'm in my high school season, who I tag first? My high school coach.
Right.
Cause the coaches are paying attention. Hey, who you tag first?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And I know that may
yeah,
seem small.
yeah, okay,
hidden. I know.
okay,
but,
okay, I
but,
see that
but,
now.
but if
I see that.
if I'm a high school player and I tag my AAU team first, and then come back and tag my high school coach, but I'm in the high school season, hey, my high school coach may feel some way about that. And so, in order to keep confusion down, hey, if I'm in high school season, I tag my high school coach first, and then I come back and tag my high school, my AAU team.
It's the little things.
Right, it's the small things, the details about that. And understand, hey, it's not personal or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but when I'm in my AAU season, hey, I might tag I'm gonna tag my AAU team first.
Right.
And then you come back and tag my high school.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the business.
It's the business of it.
So let me ask you this. Let's say I got a fire highlight, like, ooh, I killed them that night. You know what I mean? I cooked, I did this and this. What's a good number of colleges to tag into a post? Would it be like, would I just do 2 college coaches at a time? Or can I mean, because you could go down, tag everybody, but what's a good number to tag in by you being, what's a good number to tag that you would think would it be?
Let me tell you what I try to tell
14?
everybody, and I tell people this because I think that some people don't get it. Us being in Arkansas, some people don't even know it's probably about 50 colleges here. Big, little, small, medium. In my opinion, when you're putting it out there yourself and you're doing it, I think that you should always, as much as possible, tag all of your in-state schools first. That's my opinion. That don't make it right. I'm not saying you gotta do it that way. I'm not saying, oh, this, that, and other. But I think that you tag your in-state schools. Here's why. Let's say it's roughly 50 schools. I don't know exactly how many. It could be more or less. On average, about 5-6 coaches per team, right? On average. That's 25. That's 250 coaches in the state of Arkansas or more. The chances of them not moving around before you graduate is slim to none. They're gonna move around.
Right.
So what I want to do is plant seeds
Yeah.
with those coaches. See, a lot of people don't know that because those coaches are gonna move. And if you plant a seed and say they go to another state, another school, and they say, I remember that kid.
Yeah.
And it was a kid in Arkansas that I remembered. He was in a sophomore, and I remembered him. I saw some good film on him. Let's get down. Well, now this coach, by the time you graduate, may be a head coach somewhere.
Yeah.
You'll never know, because that's what happens.
Right.
So in my road to where we went, I learned that you have to master or win your state first. But because we as a people, we look outside of Arkansas because nobody wants to, in the hood, you look down upon if you at UCA. You look down upon if you go to ULA. You look not down, but you know, it kind of like you didn't win.
Right.
Man, these are major schools, family.
Yeah.
These are major schools. Arkansas State. It's other schools in Arkansas. It's like Fort Smith. These are major schools, bro. Fernanda. Wherever you can get a free scholarship to college. Now, do everybody want to go to the Arkansas, the Memphis? Yes. But if you played 4 years of summer ball, you didn't been to the biggest tournaments you can go to, hey man, you gotta take what you can get. That's gonna be free.
Right.
That's the part we don't get. And so with that being said, yes, you do. You have to lay the seeds in state first.
Okay, but the question is, how many?
All as many
All
as
of
you
them.
can. Maybe not on that one post.
But this one.
Maybe not on that one
But
post.
this one I'm finna tell you.
Mhm.
I'm finna ask you. Does it change? It changes the older you get, and this is why I say it changes. This is my thinking, because 9th grade you got a little bit more time than you do 10th grade. 10th grade you got a little bit more time than you do 11th grade. 12th grade you ain't got no more time. So now my thinking is I got to see what school I can get into. Let's be realistic, because some schools you can't get into from either whether it's academia or they just don't want you. You dig what I'm saying?
Right. But you should know that by then.
You should know that. But that's what I'm getting at.
If I never touched all of them though, how do they? That's why I say touch all of
Right.
them.
But that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Like you
All
need to
of
sit
them.
down and have a list, because it go to everything we told you. You got to know if that school fits your
Right.
style of play.
Yeah.
So by that rule, I can eliminate damn near half of them.
Right.
Just by school of play, because
That's right.
I walk on, but they're gonna get rid of me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't fit that. Okay. So now I got these set here.
I
You
agree
see what I'm
with that.
saying?
Yeah.
So now I can go, hey, I need to really focus, because let's say I'm stuck between UCA, UAPB, or something, just
Right.
throwing them out there,
Yeah.
right? I don't really fit with the culture at UAPB.
Right.
So I need to know that so that I won't be wasting their time and my time. So therefore, when I tell people, they ask me, some people call, man, go visit the school, take your son and visit, because it might not fit his culture.
Right.
UAPB is not for everybody.
It's not.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I was coming out, and way back when I was coming out, Lee Hartman was there 1 year.
Yeah.
I told my dad, I can't go down there. I tell Lee Hartman I can't come.
Right.
He was like, what you mean? That's bad. Dad, you want me to graduate or you don't? I don't know what Lee Hartman told you,
Yeah.
but I can't go down there. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
exactly.
I ain't knocking him.
Right.
But I know me.
Right.
I'm gonna be back up here. That's too close to North. I'm back. I'm right back.
Right.
I'm at home. So that was just me. I don't know why I did it way back then, but that wouldn't fit me. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be realistic.
You do.
And a lot of stuff you can eliminate, so you won't have to.
Yeah, and you like you say, you gotta do your homework.
Right.
You gotta know what fits you. You gotta like if you doing it, you just got it's just like anything else. You gotta be serious about it.
Mhm.
You got used for to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say that I think a lot of help will come from these assistant coaches, these
Social media.
graduate assistants. They start following you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, sir.
And if they following you, you tag them,
Yes. Yes.
right? I think that's what you know.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yeah.
if they
Yes, sir.
following you, and if you're new onto the scene and nobody's following, hey, you start kind of tagging a few of them.
There you go.
So I say, who's ever following you, you tag them.
Right.
Whoever's not following you and that you're interested in,
Yeah.
then you try to tag them.
I agree.
So
Especially if you, like you said,
that's the number. That's
if
the number.
you eliminate the ones that you say, okay, again, I'm a scoring point guard, but I watched this coach. He been here 5 years, and his point guards don't average 5 shots a game. Just using that. That ain't a school I want to go to if I'm a scoring point guard, and that's okay. So I know I wouldn't give it to him. So like you're right when you say what number, I think you do your homework and you find the school. But I still think you lay your seeds in state first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason, because they have more access to you.
Right.
They can wake up, boom, pop up and say, I'm gonna go watch this kid play. You know, even we 2-3 hours away, I can go watch this kid play.
Right.
Then, if you become one of those names, then you put your fire. It's so easy now, because you can make yourself marketable from home.
Right.
It used to be like that. And I'm sure some of these guys get the first knowledge of people from that way. They don't want to talk about it because everybody wants you to think you got to be on the EYBL or you got to be on Adidas. I don't believe that because sometimes they just don't know. I could be a good player and I don't play on one of those teams. I may come from a small area. And the first way you get that first, I'm not going to say the first, one of the ways you get your first recognition is by planting that seed.
Right.
Getting in there, finding them schools that you think fit you, and you send them that email. So I don't know if it's a number like what you was asking, but I think that you do have to do your homework and you send it to, if it's 50 that fit you, send it to 50. If it's 10, send it to 10. If it's 2, send it to 2. Y'all bear with us. We having a good time. We holiday season. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Christmas coming. But again, we're gonna try to get back in here more often and put a show out because it's getting a little long right now. I know nephew gotta edit this. So Northside Sports, baby, Coach Butter.
Said, hey, Brian, don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Coach Jay.
Let's say, come with it, man.
Hey, North Little Rock, we in the building, baby. You know what it is. We beat Jonesboro. That's half our season. We really could close the season. Our game, we got the 2 schools we always want to beat. 3, really. Central, Parkview, Jonesboro. We knocked 1 down. We got 2 to go.
Yeah.
Brain,
Hey, man.
we ain't worried about
We
this.
overcoming, man.
When do
We
Brian?
are too. We young.
We're gonna surprise somebody.
We young. I mean, yeah, and that's gonna be a good game. But
What
we
you
gonna get
surprised with a
y'all.
new car?
We'll see y'all next week on the North Side of Sports, baby.